We went to this hospital. It was a 30-bed hospital that had about 350 people. There weren't enough beds, there weren't enough doctors. It felt like a war zone. People were laying out in the hallways and outside, really badly injured people, children who had lost limbs. And to hear these children screaming was just hard. People ask me a lot, how do you do it? Or they say, I don't know how you do it. And I really don't know how I do it either. I do ask myself, why do I do it sometimes? When you're looking at things through the camera, it doesn't feel quite as real somehow. I was always able to keep my distance, but it was hard in Haiti to separate my journalist self from my human self. Like I wanted to help. I wanted to take that pain away somehow. I realized that these are people whose stories need to be told. It suddenly comes into focus. They are why I do it. In a disaster like the one that occurred in Haiti, it will take literally years to rebuild the infrastructure. But in this country, if it's not on the news, we forget all about it. So I guess I just want people to know that the hurt isn't over and that the help can't be either.
During the 30-hour famine,
During the 30-hour famine, I
During the 30-hour famine, I
During the 30-hour famine,
During 30-hour famine,
During the 30-hour famine, I realized that surviving in Africa is difficult. After watching these videos, I realized that being in America, we have more stuff. We can look inside our pantry and say to ourselves that we don't like that food and move to a different thing. But in Africa or other places, they have to survive on what they get.
I experienced a weekend full of games and discussion, but games weren't everything. The videos we watched went deep and really broke my heart, knowing there are kids and families in poverty dying because of starvation and undernourishment. So this weekend, Relentless went 30 hours without eating to feel what they do and go through. It really just opened my eyes to the bigger problem in hand.
I've experienced an emotion unlike any other. It's mixed with sadness, hope, and understanding that there's people out there that might not be eating tomorrow and don't know if they'll have a meal the next day.
I learned how hard it was for people in third world countries to live without food for their whole lives. I learned how they had to get water and how they had to travel far.
It was something that I really enjoyed having, and it's something that I would definitely want to do again.
experienced my heart breaking for those in need of shelter, food, and aid. But this week wasn't just about not eating, but physically putting me in their shoes and knowing what they go through on an everyday basis.
I was touched by the videos which were shown here, and they were talking about how we need to help the people, like, cause they barely have anything, and it made me feel like I should have a touch of responsibility, because like I could spend money that I just totally waste on getting stuff at Wawa and then help them out.
And I, as an individual, have the ability to make an impact in their life by doing so. And after this weekend, I feel like God has led me in that direction.